All right, what's going on, everyone? I wanted to come on here and make a quick recap today before I go on vacation next week. My plan is to not trade next week. I've had some really sore experiences from trading on vacation. It's just not a good idea. So my plan is not to trade on vacation. Um, and just enjoy. So that's what I'll be doing. And I think for those, I doubt anyone remembers, but the last two uh, April 1sts last year and the year before were big, bad, kind of blow up days for me last 2 years. So I'm pleased that April 1st this year, April Fools, falls on a Saturday. So I won't be able to trade it anyway. All right. So for the recap today, I did lose today about 79 on the day trading, about $80 in the red today. And I'll go over the trades, but I really just kind of wanted to do this to show what March ended up looking like. So let me pull that up. And I'm still red on the year, but March ended up looking okay. So if I filter this just to show March only, this is what the month looked like. So we were able to kind of not have any like too bad red days. This $900 red day was bad, but other than that, we didn't really have anything in the entire month that was too bad. So mostly just trying to make a little bit of money and just get back to trading. This month, I feel like I just accomplished my goal of just getting back to just trading. So there were some days in the month I know were a little bit shaky, but overall we trended up on the month, and I came away with about $3,000 on the month. I really just needed a green month after such a disastrous February. So still red on the year. If I pull it back to the year, you're gonna see it's still quite bad. Just because February was so bad. So we lost a lot in February, and you can see how much it really was bad. We were up on the year nicely just in January to start off, and then we gave it all back and went badly red. So now we're just trying to just crawl back and whatever. It's just 1 month at a time, 1 day at a time, and just trying to get back to trading. You can see what I'm focused on right now. I've been looking at these stats. I really want to try to bump up this win rate. I used to have a pretty good win rate. I've been over 50% in 2022, and most of the time I'm over 50% or right around 50%. So this 40%, is a little bit of a mystery to me. I suspect that something's going on where I think my losses tend to be a little bit smaller. So this is on the year. But you can see my average winner is bigger than my average loser in terms of absolute value. So that is kind of a newer development since the latter half of 2022 or even 2023, kind of a newer development back in early 2022 and 2021 and 2020. This was not the case. I used to have winners that, on average, were not as big as my losers because I'd have bigger losers and I was not very good stopping out. So I am evolving as a trader. Some of these stats are changing over time, and I think this is an encouraging stat to see. If we even look, just pull it forward to March and see March, average winner almost twice the size in absolute value terms than the losers, and then a 42% win rate's not very good. So that's my focus, is trying to bump that up. But I think I'm stopping out of trades quickly, and that is creating some small losses. So anyway, up 3,000 on the month. I'll show you guys the trades today. I really just wanted to communicate the results on the month before I headed out for vacation. But today was not great. We're continuing to just kind of have choppy opens this whole month. It's like if you can just survive. Um, okay, you know what? Oh, okay. I was wondering if it was even going to load in there, or if thinkorswim was just going to be down or something. So I'll add the profit loss, and then I'll add the trades so you can see. So Tesla, man, what a day. I had to go to work pretty early, so I only got to trade for like an hour and a half this morning, which is still fine. It's a decent amount of time, but I just wasn't able to really trade like all day. But man, What a trend up. So I tried to get long here for the break of 200, but that didn't really work. So I just took a little paper cut on it. This thing just went up all day. It really was um, not. I wasn't expecting it to go up that much, but if you look at the technical picture, it's not actually that much of a surprise. I had this trend line in for all week. This trend line was holding. It would bounce into it, fail, 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 and then overnight when it cracked it and just kind of consolidated over it yesterday was a real low volume day, and we just kind of hovered, and then in the AM here we started to pick up, and it's really not a huge surprise that we cracked 198. Right when you break out of those big technical patterns, you get some energy and you start to rip. So it's really not surprising to me that we had this big breakout today after kind of consolidating here, tightly coiled, rejecting that trend line, right? Big bull flag here, and then breaking out, tapping it on the other side, and then we can go. So it's not a huge surprise when you look at it from that perspective. All right, so I usually go chronologically. I think either Apple or actually, you know what? Meta was my first trade today, and Apple I tried to get on the hook a couple times. So Meta, yeah, I lost 160 on this. So my only thinking on this was that I had this wedge marked out on the daily chart on this big wedge here dating all the way back to last December, big uptrend. So I was just thinking, okay, this is a really big pattern we have here, and we've come into this resistance and failed. So today, when we came into this purple line, I did take the short on it and traded according to my plan. I saw us come into it. I was like, oh, it looks like we're starting to we're reacting to this level. Okay, we're reacting. Okay, I'm short. And then here, we came up. I was like, okay, we're bouncing back into the short. I added. That was probably dumb. I probably shouldn't have added. I really should have waited. This candle was flashing red, so it was going red. So I wanted to add and see if I could get down to VWAP here. And I wasn't looking to be in this trade, through the lows or anything. I was just looking for a nice trade here, to VWAP, maybe back test this little pre-market high, something like that. But it wanted to just break through, so I got out real quick and I took the loss on it. And because I sized up, it ended up being about 160 bucks, which that's not so bad. I mean, it's all relative now because we have these choppy days where it's real hard to get kind of extended move. I mean, today was a big trend day, but in the past we've had some a lot of chop. There's been a lot of chop. So hindsight now that I can see the market's closed, we have these huge trending moves here, throughout the whole day. But here it was still uncertain, still a little bit choppy. And then you look at a stock like Apple, um, and I mean, just yeah, just choppy, just real choppy, and just with the context of all the prior days, in the market. If you just look at a daily chart of SPY here, I mean, up until recently, now we're starting to get some trend. But I mean, just look at these days. The whole month has really just been blah, so it's been real hard to trade. So all that's just to say that $160 losing that is not bad, in the big picture, but it's just on these chop days it can be hard to make that back. So it's just you really got it. I'm glad that this month I was just able to survive. I came away with $3,000. That's good. I'm happy with that on a month that was just so difficult. Continuing 2023 has been just so difficult. So here on Apple, I came away green on this one. And then I had a small loss on Nvidia first. I got short. We were reacting at this level. I got short and then I instantly just got out. This is a 1 minute chart. I I got short here at the bottom of this candle and then just had to stop out as we ripped through. So that's that. But yeah, on Apple I was able to get a winner here. I went long on this dip. We came up. I was long 600 for the break through the highs. I really like this. The dip into VWAP, and then here we go. We're gonna break through. But again, we're just not getting that continuation, man. Like it's just the open, right? The first couple hours of trading all these days has just been so choppy, like so bad on most days. So I added for the move and we didn't get it. I was up on this trade and then it came back down. I ended up stopping out on the whole thing for, a small gain. It was, like $40 winner or something. and we ended up coming down. And then here we started to pick up again. I got long kind of aggressively here for the surge through VWAP. This was kind of a bad entry, but I felt confident that we were going to kind of come up and at least come back up into these levels here. So we did come up there. I got some profit out. I was able to recognize like, okay, like we're moving up, but I'm still gonna get some out because it's just choppy and I don't trust it. And that ended up being a smart move. So I got out 100 here, 100 here, long 600 again. So we came down, bounced. I got another 100 out here, and then I ended up just stopping out of the second half as we started to just come down again. It looked like we were just topping out here, and what I had was I had drawn this trend line like this, and then we had this level. So I think I was looking at a different time frame or something, but um, yeah, I was looking at something like this. I don't remember exactly what I was seeing here, but we just kind of didn't break out, and so as we failed this trend line, I ended up getting out. So right after that, we got the trend move, and sure, could I have put in an OCO order to stop out down here and then take profit like somewhere up here? Yeah, but it just at the time it felt choppy. Apple felt relatively weak, so I didn't even like the pick anymore. I didn't really like this stock, and it just felt choppy. And I had to go to work, and I saw my P&L. I did kind of trade off my P&L a little bit there because I was like, all right, I'm down $80. Like it's the last day of the month. I'm done. I'm done. So that's what I ended up doing. So I'm so much better now this month and the last few weeks with just having red days and being able to just call it and be like, yeah, it's fine. Like cost of doing business. So you can really see that in the results this month. Like I've just been much better at like, okay, I'm down, but I'm down, but I'm not out. So I may as well just call it here. So, I mean, you can see some of these days, it's not even like I had big drawdowns or anything. I was down 350, made a little back, and was just like, at this point I'm done. For whatever reason, every day I just end up calling it. But, on most of these days, here's the day I was down 500, was able to recover some, and then decided, that was good enough, or for whatever reason, action. Usually, all these days, the reason that I decided to walk away was just pretty much all these days was just the action just started to get bad. By the middle of the day, you just lose so much volume. It was just pure chop, nothing going on. So it's just like I don't like my odds right now. I don't see any edges. I can only trade when I see an edge, and we're seeing very few right now. It's very hard to find stuff that I like, except on Tesla. This one I've passed on so many times when I shouldn't have. I very much felt this was one I was absolutely watching off the open. Felt very strongly that it was going to have a move up off the open. Really liked this setup and just passed on it. Just didn't take it. So there's no excuse for that. It's terrible. I should have been trading it. I should have made money on it. If I had hammered it, it would have worked. There's so many times like that where I see it and just don't take it because at the end of the day, I'm afraid of losing money, and I shouldn't be, but that's just it. So Tesla continues to have like pretty good action. There have been some choppy days, but even in here, the technicals on it just seem to work out better. What's weird is when you have just chop days, low volume days, the setups just don't work like they normally do when you have momentum, high volume days when the market's actually trending and moving and there's news and there's stuff going on and high volume and all that. The technicals are just much cleaner. But on days like this, it's just you look at Apple and it's just like, yes, it went up, but in here it just gets real messy, and it's just like it becomes very difficult to get a read on it. And like I just showed, it can have like an uptrend line, and I can see something on it and go, okay, here it's uptrending, here's this line, and then it'll break the line, and I get out, and then it rips right back through, and then all of a sudden it just doesn't care about the line, it just doesn't care anymore. So it just gets real messy and it gets harder to trade because I like to get in and out based off technicals very clean, and I like stocks that respect it. Tesla continues to just always respect the technicals because it always has higher volume. It's always at the top of my volume list, and it's just the nature of the stock that it has a big short position. It likes to have big trend legs because you get a lot of shorts coming out here, and it just really likes to, even on the daily chart, you can see it likes to really have these nice trends in either direction. So day to day, it makes it a very good stock to day trade, very good stock to swing. Um, and yeah, so anyway, that's it. I'm going on vacation next week. I'll be back the week after trading, so I probably won't make any recaps or anything for the next week, but I will be back after that. All right, guys, if you appreciate the recaps and everything, I appreciate you guys. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and I will catch y'all in, well, next week when I'm back. All right, bye bye.